Hi everyone, what you are seeing here is a manual changeover between mains, which is also referred to as a public power supply, the generator, and the inverter. As you can see, that there are two changeovers here. So and they are both operated manually. So and you can select the range of this changeover depending on the load capacity. So here I have the mains, I have the generator, and this is designed in such a way that whether there is mains or generator, any one of them can supply to this middle point, so that this middle point that is connected to the other changeover can be manually selected to operate the load, or you can use the inverter to operate the load. So whether there is mains or generator, once you are able to switch to any one of them, you'll be able to create a supply on this other changeover so that you can be able to use it to power on your load, or use the inverter to power on the load. So this is just as simple as this. You have the mains. Let me start all over again. You have the mains, you have the generator. So if you are able to switch from the mains to this middle point, so which means you are going to supply power from the mains to this middle point, then this middle point is supplying power to this other changeover, and already you have your inverter, so that you can be able to select whether to use your inverter to power the load or to use the mains to power the load. The same thing goes for the generator. Once you supply generator to this middle point, so which means this mains will be isolated. The same thing goes for this generator. When you are able to switch between the mains to this middle side, then the gen will be isolated. Okay, so now if you supply the generator to this middle point, then it's going to create a supply on this other changeover so that it can use it to power on the load. So once you are able to switch from the load to this supply here, which is either from generator or NEPA, which means the inverter will be totally isolated. Or if you be making use of the inverter to switch on the load, so which means this will be totally isolated. And if any of this is not available, so which means you can only use the inverter to power on the load. And if the inverter is not available, so which means you can either use generator or NEPA to power on the load. If the generator is not available, you can use the mains to power on the load. If the mains is not available, you can use the generator to power on the load.